time that we've done this, so we're pretty excited about it. Next time we may have a little bit of music on, but we may not. I mean, you just never know what we're going to be doing. But anyway, joining us today is our marketing team, and Michelle and Lauren and Jessica. And then we're going to have some other P.O.W.E.R partners coming on board as well. And I am Julie Hill, and I'm the director for the P.O.W.E.R program. And P.O.W.E.R stands for the Potential of Women Entrepreneurs Realize, which every one of you are. One thing that we want to make sure that everyone does is in the chat box, if you will put your company name, your website, and where you're located, that would be great, because again, we always like to make powerful connections, and this will be something, because I'm sure everyone here in the chat or here as far as on the Zoom does not know everyone. So anyway, so I think that would be great. We also today are so excited about this presentation, but one thing that we're going to have is a little fun prize given away at the end. So make sure that you're, make sure you're typing in questions for Holly, because there, as she's going through, you may have different questions. So I don't know about you, but I know that I need to go ahead and type it in because I'll forget it. And so we've got our marketing team that's going to be back there kind of looking at the questions and things like that. So that will happen at the end. Guys, do we all need to take a break? Good morning. Do we all need to take a break from work today and just have fun this morning? For the next hour, we're going to be kicking off this Fun Friday series, and our presenter will be Holly Byrd Miller, the CEO of Makeup by Holly. Holly is the brand beauty expert for the last 25 years, and I guess she started when she was 2. But she is an international, she's an international makeup artist and a certified instructor who travels globally, educating and makeup artists and beauty enthusiasts on fundamentals of makeup, artistry, beauty, and consulting. Holly will be providing today some tips and also some advice, and we're excited to hear from her. But one thing, Holly, I want to ask you is, as I was reading your bio and all the different companies that you've worked for and helped instruct and everything like that, I would love for you to share that with us, because it's quite a list. But can you pick one of your favorites? So Holly, I would love for you to take it away.
Perfect. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much, Sona, for allowing me to partner with you in this Fun Friday session. I'm really looking forward to sharing tips, information, and then hearing from the audience on what it is that you would like to hear about. My team and I are here to support you to make sure that you look and feel your best. So Julie, to answer your question, I can tell you that I've had a lot of great experiences over the last 25 years. And you're right, I did start when I was about 2. So I think I was the youngest beauty professional. And so it's been an amazing journey, and I'm still growing, but I can say that one of the experiences that's top of mind is when I had the privilege and pleasure of working with Derek Rutledge. Derek Rutledge, for those of you who don't know, he is Oprah Winfrey's current makeup artist. And he has been the makeup artist for a number of celebrities, from Patti LaBelle to Whitney Houston to TLC, and a number of other, Michelle Obama, a number of amazing celebrities. And I had the pleasure of working one-on-one with him to learn some of his amazing tips and tricks. And what I can say was the greatest takeaway from working with him was the business acumen. He taught me the business of being a makeup artist, as well as the fundamentals of makeup artistry. And that is something that stuck with me throughout my entire journey. And I'm really fortunate to be able to share that with my beauty partners as well, because it's not enough just to know how to create the perfect smoky eye or the perfect pout, but it's also that client experience and that client interaction that keeps the doors open and keeps clients coming back. And I know Sonabank knows all about that. I mean, this P.O.W.E.R program, for one, is one that I think is an amazing business model. You really give back to your members and to the community and to female entrepreneurs. So I know you understand the true value of customer service and bringing that business acumen into everything that you do. So I can say that that's the thing that's top of mind for me.
Thank you.
All right, well, so ladies, perfect. Are you all ready to have some fun today? I don't know about you, but I spend a lot of time on Zoom meetings day in and day out. And I can tell you that it is exhausting just sitting on meetings all day, talking about business and strategy. It's necessary, but it can be a bit exhausting after 8 to 10 hours a day. And so Sona had the great idea to kind of take a little bit of a break from all of that. And let's talk to you about beauty and self-care. I don't know about you guys, but I need self-care more than ever. We're quarantined in our homes. We're not able to go out and interact with our friends and our family and in the workplace like what we were accustomed to in the past. And so what is now our new norm, we're having to work in our homes and spend a lot of time in our homes. And so what's really important as we are working is also to make time for ourselves. Self-care is vitally important. And so I hope that you all will take this journey with me and realize that you really have to give back to yourself in order to be able to continue to pour into others. One of the ways that self-care is described is it's described as any activity that we do deliberately in order to take care of our mental, emotional, and our physical health. And so yes, believe it or not, that does also include makeup. So yes, you have to work out and you have to do all of those other things to take care of yourself, but also presentation, makeup, hair, wardrobe, how we present ourselves to ourselves as well as to our audience, to our other peers is vitally important as well, and is a form of self-care. So when we wake up first thing in the morning, I don't know about you all, but please, if you have the option to raise a hand or type a quick note in the chat window, but how many of you actually spend time first thing in the morning doing self-care? You get up, you take a shower, you put on your makeup, you put on a nice outfit, you style your hair just as if you were going into the office. I know I do that every single day. It's a wonderful way to actually start the day. It has been proven scientifically that it helps to promote positive thoughts, it helps to increase self-esteem, and it helps to increase productivity. All of those things are paramount and absolutely essential for how we look, how we feel, and how we act throughout the day. So my team and I have a motto. We say, look, if you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you do good. So look good, feel good, do good. When you have all of those components together, you are unstoppable. There's nothing that you can't accomplish. So one of the ways in which you can practice self-care is having a consistent skincare regimen. I hope all of you have one by now, but if you don't, hopefully by the end of this presentation, you will understand how it is vitally important to have a consistent skincare regimen. Your skin is 80% of your body, so it is a vital organ. Yes, it is considered an organ, and that you really need to take care of it. So one of the first places that you might have noticed, if you're feeling stressed, you're gonna show it on your face. It just shows on your face. You can't hide it. I know I woke up this morning with this little pimple right here, and I was like, I can't believe it, I'm going on camera. But I'm a makeup artist. I know how to cover, camouflage, no worries. But your skin is an organ. It is a vital organ. It's going to show if you're stressed, you need to take care of it. So having a regimen is vitally important. One of the ways in which you can have a skincare regimen or know how to treat your specific skin is knowing your skin type. And we have 5 different skin types, and you can see them listed. And so knowing your skin type, which can honestly change from day to day, depending on the environment, depending on your stress level, depending on if you're getting enough water, if you're eating well, it can change from day to day. But it's vitally important that you pay attention to your skin and give it what it needs. Using a cleanser that aligns with your skin type, using a toner that's going to put some of that essential oil back into your skin and even remove any of the dirt and the oil that maybe your cleanser did not remove. Even if you don't wear makeup, it's super important to cleanse your skin, tone your skin. Daytime moisturizer. If you're spending time outside, especially, please make sure you're using a daytime moisturizer with an SPF. That's going to protect your skin from the sun, a minimum of a 15. You can go up to a 50 if you need to, especially if you're older and you're spending a lot of time in the sun. You need to protect your skin. And yes, African American women and women who have, who have those darker skin tones, you need an SPF as well. I know there's a lot of misconception around that, but you absolutely do need a moisturizer with an SPF. Having a nighttime moisturizer is also vitally important, because at night, your skin cells are turning over, your body is rejuvenating, it's doing a lot of the things that it needs to do in order to repair and to heal and to bring forth more radiant looking skin. So if you give it that nighttime moisture that it needs, when you wake up in the morning, it's gonna glow, it's gonna look more brighter than it ever did before. It's very, very important that your skincare regimen, you do it about an hour before you go to bed at night, because that will allow the products to absorb into the skin and you get more efficacy that way. So please be mindful of that, about an hour before you go to bed at night. Also important, exfoliate your skin, ladies. I meet with hundreds of clients, I do one-on-one consultations, and the number of women who don't exfoliate their skin is really, really high. And the reason why it's important to exfoliate is to slough off those dead skin cells. You can't always see them, but they're there. Your skin cells turn over in their 20s. It turns over about every 3 days. As we start to get a little bit older in our 30s, where we have what's considered mature skin, so it doesn't turn over as frequent, but the skin cells are still turning over a little slower. So that's why we need to exfoliate and remove those dead skin cells. Exfoliating at least once a week with something that's a little bit gritty. It should not be harsh and abrasive. You don't want it scratching your skin, but you should exfoliate and remove those dead skin cells, and you'll notice that your skin is a lot more radiant and glowing. Having a mask, applying a mask. Very important to apply a mask at least once a week. Again, knowing your skin type and giving your mask what it needs. So ladies, I know you all are in the grocery stores buying up all the bread, you're buying up all the milk and the eggs. Include a mask. Believe it or not, they're everywhere, even in your grocery store aisles. You have moisturizing masks, anti-aging, whatever your skin tells you it needs, apply the mask that's appropriate for your skin type. Here's another thing you need to remember for a skincare regimen: sleeping on a satin pillowcase. It is so important to preserve and protect your skin and to minimize any wrinkles. So ladies, this is a tip. If you're not sleeping on a satin pillowcase, you're missing out, because regular cotton pillowcases can tug at the skin. A satin pillowcase is more gentle. It won't tug on the skin. And it's important to make sure you're changing your pillowcase a couple of times a week, because of the hair products, the different products that are transferring onto your pillowcase. Some of us, maybe I hate to get gross, but saliva, it's all collecting on your pillowcase. So you want to make sure that you're changing it out frequently and protecting your skin, making sure that it looks its most useful and radiant. Another thing, ladies, clean your makeup brushes. Please, please, please. I see this so often. Women don't clean their makeup brushes. It's important to clean your makeup brushes at least once a week. The bacteria, the dirt, the oil, the makeup, it all collects and it sticks and stays on your makeup brush hairs and bristles and fibers. So you want to make sure you're removing all of that before you reapply that makeup onto your skin, that dirt, that debris. So at least once a week, and cleaning it with an antibacterial soap or a cleanser is going to give you the best cleanliness. The next thing you want to do, don't use old makeup in skincare. I cannot tell you the number of clients who don't look at the expiration dates on their products. They don't look at the timestamp that's on the products. Most often on the bottom of your skincare and your makeup, you'll see either an expiration date, or you'll see maybe the number 6 with the letter M, a capital M, or you'll see 12M. That means 6 months and 12 months. The product is good for 6 or 12 months from the time it's packaged. You don't really know how long it's been sitting on a shelf, but you just assume that it hasn't been sitting there long, hopefully, and you get 6 to 12 months before that product starts to deteriorate, the ingredients aren't as effective. And so you want to be mindful of that. And if it's old, please discard it. Home remedies. So again, a lot of we're all stuck at home for the most part. And I have a lot of clients who are reaching out during our one-on-ones and they're saying, I don't have time to go to the grocery store, or maybe I'm a little leery about going to the grocery store right now. What are some products that I can use that may already be in my kitchen, or when I make that weekly or bi-weekly run to the grocery store or have items shipped, what can I be looking for that's already in my kitchen? I don't have to spend a bunch of money. Let's go with something that might already be in the kitchen. Ladies, you have home remedies right in your kitchen with these ingredients. You have everything from aloe vera, you have everything from lemons, honeys, cucumbers. These products are going to be great. Aloe vera is great for soothing the skin. Honey is great for moisturizing the skin. Cucumbers are great to place under the eyes because they help to minimize dark circles. They help to minimize puffiness. Yogurt is great to help calm the skin. These are ingredients, ladies, you have in your kitchen that can help with everything from removing blemishes, removing dark marks, to helping with dry skin, oily skin, any skin types, even skin tightening. All of these ingredients are here for you. Eyebrow maintenance. Ladies, I hear quite often, how do I maintain my brows? I cannot get out right now, and my brows are just wild and bushy, and they look unkept. Believe it or not, this visual can help you maintain your own brows until you get back to your brow groomer or your brow bar. So really quickly, you want to take a pencil or a brush, hold it at the side of your nostril. Where that brush aligns at the inner corner of your eye, you want to draw a vertical line about a half an inch down. You want to draw a vertical line. Then you want to use that same brush, keeping it at the side of the nostril, holding it at a 45-degree angle. This is where your arch should be. You want to draw another vertical line about a half inch or inch long in this position. Lastly, you want to keep that brush again at the side of the nostril and hold it at the outer corner of your eye at about a 90-degree angle. Draw another vertical line. This is where the tail should end. Okay, so now you have 3 lines. You want to take your brow pencil and connect those lines starting from the inner corner to the tail to the outer corner. And you want to do the same thing at the bottom. Connect those lines from the inner corner, the tail to the outer corner. When you're done drawing and connecting those lines, you'll notice that you will have your brow shape. Your brow shape will be defined for you, okay? Anything that is outside of that line that you've drawn on the top or the bottom, take your tweezers and or razor and remove those hairs. Remove those fine hairs very gently, going in the direction of the hairs, not against the grain, okay? You want to remove those hairs. And then you can even take scissors if the hairs are really, really long, and kind of trim with a pair of scissors as well. So the tools that you need are tweezers, scissors, and you're also going to make sure that you have your brow products to kind of paint those brows in. That is going to help you with your brow maintenance, ladies. Other things you need to adopt: healthy habits. It's not just enough to have a good skincare regimen and to understand makeup, which we're going to get into in a moment, but it's also good to have healthy habits. The better your skin looks, the less makeup you may need, and it's just going to look healthier, more glowing, more youthful. So here are some do's and some don'ts for how to have good, healthy habits. Do drink lots of water. A minimum of 8 glasses of water is always going to serve you well. Take vitamins, daily vitamins. We have hair, we have nails vitamins, we have skin vitamins, we have multivitamins. Make sure you're taking your vitamins on a daily basis as well. Exercise regularly, at least 4 to 5 times a week, is going to serve you well for a minimum of 30 minutes. Eat more vegetables, making sure that you eat a full serving of vegetables each day, a full serving of fruits every day. Omega-3 fatty acids are foods that contain omega-3 fatty acids. So nice salmon is and your lean proteins are gonna help to make sure that your skin is glowing and looks more radiant. Manage your stress level. I mentioned before, one of the first places that stress shows up is on your face. So making sure that you are managing your stress level as best you can. I know you're home with the husband, with the kids, you got homeschooling, you have work, there's a lot of stressors coming at you, but if you can just take a minimum of 30 minutes for yourself every day, the whole family is gonna benefit. Trust me, again, it's self-care, the whole family benefits. The better you take care of yourself, the more you have to give to others. Here are some don'ts. Don't sleep less than 8 hours. If you can get 8 hours, and I think I'm probably for the first time in 20 years getting 8 hours of sleep these days, and it is amazing. So hopefully you guys are doing the same thing. Sleep really does a body good for a lot of health reasons, including your skin. Eating foods that are high in saturated fats, dairy products, fried and greasy foods, chocolates, sodas, all of these things are don'ts. If you can minimize them or eliminate them from your diet, your face will definitely look more radiant and glowing, and you'll see a huge difference. Consuming large amounts of alcohol and smoking are your don'ts. I know, again, we're stressed, and I know if you're like me, show of hands, who likes a glass of red wine or a glass of wine, you know, maybe once a night or every other night. Well, once a night might be too frequent, ladies. I would recommend keeping that to a couple of glasses a week, if at all possible, because that alcohol really does do a number on your skin, and then smoking does as well. These are two of the biggest contributors to aging, your skin looking more aged. So you're gonna work out more to make up for that lack of wine, and so that'll definitely serve you well in having good, healthy habits. Product recommendations. These are a few of my absolute favorite recommendations. I know the market is saturated, but I tried to break this list up into premium brands in the upper left-hand corner that really perform well for all skin types. These are brands that are really, really fantastic. You can find them in your local department stores, in your Sephora's, in your Ulta's, your Nordstroms, or Saks Fifth Avenue. These are where you can find those premium brands. You can find them online. Amazon sells a lot of them as well, so you can have them shipped to your door. The right-hand side, you're gonna find the top, you're gonna find budget-friendly beauty finds. So these are the products that perform well, and they have a really great price point, so they won't break the bank. They still perform extremely well. You can find them in your departments, in your local drugstores. You can find some of them even in your grocery store aisles. So you won't have a problem finding any of these products that perform extremely well. Down on the bottom, in the bottom left-hand corner, we have clean beauty. For those of you who are really, really, really cognizant of the products that you're applying on your skin, which ultimately we know absorbs into our skin. So it's really good to be cognizant of the amount of products that we're putting on our bodies. I saw in research, the average woman on average puts about 80 chemicals onto our bodies, onto our skin in a day. That's a lot of chemicals. So clean beauty, a lot more brands are starting to create clean beauty products that are good for our bodies. So here are a few of my favorites at the bottom. You have everything from Juice Beauty to Beauty Counter. Arbonne has really great products. We even have some local distributors. Elise Darian has a really great luxury line. She's local here to Richmond. They're natural products. So being really cognizant of that. On the right-hand side, we have some direct sales products that are really great for our skin as well. So this brand in the bottom, I happen to be a brand ambassador for them. I get approached by brands all the time. This is one that checks all the boxes, from clean beauty to high performance to good quality, price point to performing well throughout the day, looks great on camera. So Jeunesse is a company that I highly recommend for their skincare as well. Quick camera ready makeup tips. Ladies, I know, again, we are on Zoom, we're on Facebook Live, we're on Instagram Live, we're on YouTube. We are live all over the world these days. Everybody's going live. There are some makeup do's and don'ts when you are trying to become, when you want to be camera ready. As you can see on the left side, that's a big don't, unless you're a makeup artist and that's kind of the look you're going for. On the right is more of the do's for camera ready when you're in a professional environment and you're representing your brand. So you want to make sure that the makeup is nice and clean. You want to make sure it's not too distracting, because you want people focused on you and your presentation, and not your heavy makeup that you're wearing and overshadowing and taking over everything. They're not focused on what you're doing. So a quick 5-minute camera ready makeup look is you can start with a foundation to even out your skin tone. And if you don't want a heavy foundation, you can use a tinted moisturizer or concealer to just go in and even out your skin tone where you need to even it out. You also want to make sure that you are enhancing your brows. Your brows do frame your face. So if they are sparse and they are not filled in, it can almost create like a surprised look. So you want to make sure that your brows are filled in a bit and they don't look sparse. You also want to focus on opening up your eyes, because on camera, when the lighting is hitting your face, sometimes your eyes can look a little closed in. So you want to open them up by adding mascara, 1 to 2 coats, allowing the first to dry before you go into the second. You also want to add a little, bit of eyeshadow as well to also make your eyes pop into to appear open. So if you want to just choose one color, you can use a mid-tone color in the crease where your eye folds, just to give your eye a little bit more definition and it looks more open. You can even opt for an eyeliner. You can go with a nude. If you haven't had enough sleep that night, a nude liner will help to open up your eyes, make it look more brighter. You want to minimize black. That can close the eye in a little bit, especially if you have small eyes. So keep your eyes a little bit more open with a darker brown or gray, or even a really nice navy would look beautiful as well. You want to use bronzer. So bronzer is going to help to create definition. It's going to help to carve out your cheekbones. It's going to help to warm up the forehead and even the jawline. So bronzer will help to warm up your face and give it that definition it needs. That lighting can help to diffuse if you don't have the right camera ready makeup. And then also you want to finish with a lip color. A lip color that is about 2 shades contrasting to your natural lip color is going to pop and show up better on camera. A nude, for example, would be a little bit too light. It won't show up. So you want to choose about 1 to 2 shades that contrast your natural lip color, okay? And then another couple of things I wanted to mention for camera ready makeup is a translucent setting powder. If you feel that you look a little too shiny, a translucent setting powder is going to help, and you just want to dust it, especially in the T-zone. You just want to dust it to remove any excess shine, okay? And another thing I want to mention, use tools. Using the appropriate tools is going to be so much better than using your fingers, all right? So you want to use, for example, a foundation brush, a synthetic foundation brush, to apply your foundation. It's going to help you work smarter, not harder. You want to use a natural fibers brush to apply your setting powder. You can also use it for your bronzer and your blush. So it's really important to know the appropriate tools to use in addition to the products so that you work harder, not smarter. Believe it or not, those little applicators that come in your makeup kits, you know, and the little round applicators, the spongy ones, they don't work as well. You're going to end up working harder, not smarter, and making sure that your product is translating the way you want it to. So use the appropriate tools for that as well. Here's another tip. After you're done with your camera ready makeup, take a picture with your camera phone. Take it in good lighting. So if you have access to a ring light, or even if you have a lamp, you can take the shade off of the lamp, or stand in front of a window where there's natural lighting coming in. Take a picture, make sure the lighting is facing you and not behind you. And you want to make sure that you remove the filters from your phone. This is a great way for you to assess how the makeup will translate through the camera before you're actually on camera. So that way you can look at the photo and you can see where you need to go back in and add a little bit more in case you need it, okay? Dressing for the camera. So now we're transitioning into how to dress for the camera. It's really important to know that there are certain colors, certain patterns, and things that will work well for camera and certain things that won't. Wearing jewel tones, colors that are very saturated, so your greens and your reds and your oranges, they look absolutely amazing on camera. They don't look washed out. They really look great on every single skin tone, okay? So jewel tones are gonna serve you well. As you can see on the right-hand side, I have a group of headshots. We do a lot of branding sessions. I work with a local photographer here in Richmond, Virginia. Kim Brundage does amazing branding photography. And here are some of the clients that we've worked with. And you can see they're wearing rich, vibrant, jewel tone colors for the most part, which really helps them to pop and translate well on camera. Do not wear black unless you have your makeup like done by a professional, or you have really nice, beautiful pigmented colors on your face. I would avoid just all black because black can cast shadows on your face, especially if you have under eye dark circles. Black can cast shadows on your face that don't look very favorable. So make sure if you're gonna wear all black, and I know it's typical of us as makeup artists, but you notice I'm in pink today. I wanted to wear a nice jewel tone color, something rich, because I wanted to pop on camera, even though I am wearing professional makeup. So be mindful of when to wear black and when not to wear all black. Avoid shirts with visible logos and brands and two things that are just a little bit too busy. Here's why. Because you want to be the focal point of your presentation. You don't want folks to talk about, wow, did you see that the logos, she was branded, she had all of this, you don't want people to be distracted by your clothing. You want them to be focused on you, the presenter. So keeping that to a minimum. Unless you are wearing your brand, it's okay to have your branded t-shirt, your brand, but avoid other brands if at all possible. Pick simple fabrics. You'll notice the ladies in this picture have on simple fabrics, which means they're not too thick, they're not too heavy. They're really forgiving fabrics that lay nicely on the body and show a nice body line, and they don't make them look too bulky and too heavy. It's really important to make sure you keep your fabrics nice and simple, keeps everything looking nice and smooth, okay? Stay modern. Wear colors and clothing that makes you look modern, maybe some things that are a little bit more classic. They're not too trendy. Here's why. Because in a year or 2 or 5, if you've recorded your videos and you go back and replay them, you want to look timeless. You don't want people to think you look dated. So sticking with, as I mentioned before, some of the clothing choices that the women have chosen on the right in these pictures, these are good choices because they are timeless looks, okay? Use patterns very sparingly. So if you want to wear patterns, and I like patterns, minimally, then use them sparingly. For example, if you're gonna wear a blazer, and I love like a navy blazer, try to opt for a navy blazer versus a black blazer, if at all possible. But if you're gonna wear a blazer and you wanna wear a patterned shell underneath, you could absolutely do that. And that won't make you look too busy on camera. Too many patterns can look busy and look a little blurred and it won't translate as well on camera. Keeping your jewelry simple. Ladies, it's so important, again, for you to be the focal point and not your jewelry. I know it's nice to have a statement piece, just a little simple piece, but don't go too overboard with your earrings, chunky earrings, chunky jewelry, chunky bracelet, unless you are representing a jewelry brand, a jewelry line, unless maybe you're selling paparazzi or some of those other popular lines, Sassy Jones or some of those other popular lines. Keep your jewelry minimal, okay? Keep it simple. And if you want more visual appeal, you can layer jewel tones. For example, blue and green look really beautiful paired and layered on top of one another. purple and yellow are complementing colors. Red and green are complementing colors. Those look really amazing layered on top of one another. Here's something that we hear a lot. I know, again, we can't get out. And so we're like challenged because our nails just look, I don't even want to show mine on camera. But having your gel polish removed is a bit tricky. And I know a lot of people use gel polish because it's long wearing, it's long lasting, but it's important to know how to remove it. So here's some simple tips on how to remove your gel polish without damaging your nails, ladies. First, buffing your nails. Then you want to soak cotton balls in 100% acetone. It's really important that it's 100% acetone. You can order that from Amazon or anywhere, have it shipped to you. Taking those cotton balls, those saturated cotton balls, putting them on top of each of your nails, and then you want to wrap them in aluminum foil. Wrapping them in aluminum foil for about 15 to 20 minutes. After you take the aluminum foil off, you can try to wipe off any leftover polish that you have. If it doesn't remove very easily, you may have to reapply that saturated cotton ball for a little bit longer, or you can buff. And it's important that you use an emery board. I wouldn't recommend the metal buffer, but I would recommend an emery board. It's a little more gentle, so you can buff off any leftover polish. All right, that will help you to remove your gel nail polish safely and protecting your nails underneath. Then you want to just cut and file your nails as you normally would. Apply a nice base coat, because that's going to help to prevent your nails from staining and getting that ugly yellow stain on them that nobody likes. So you can apply a base coat followed by a top coat to kind of seal all of that color in, and then give you a nice shiny coat until you're able to get back out and get back to your nail technician. That's how you're going to remove your gel nail polish. Here's some DIY hair coloring tips. So do-it-yourself hair coloring tips. I know a lot of people, including myself, were like, oh my goodness, my hair needs to be colored. I'm starting to see those grays kind of poking through. And so just some quick tips on how you can apply your own hair color at home until you can get back to your professional stylist. I recommend contacting your professional stylist first to ask about color levels. How can you take your hair from maybe your darker brown to maybe a little bit lighter brown, but don't go from a dark brown to maybe a purple on your own. Wouldn't recommend doing that. Save that for the professional. But first and foremost, again, consulting a professional to ask about color levels before you start to apply your own color. Follow the instructions to the T. It tells you exactly what to do. You need to line your hair with some type of protectant, like a Vaseline. That's going to help you from staining your skin, because sometimes we can go a little bit too far with the color. So if you protect your hair with Vaseline, then that's going to help you from staining your skin. It also protects your skin from burning it. Test your skin for sensitivity. So just put it in one spot first for a few minutes to see if you react to it. You'll know within about 5 minutes or so if you're going to have a reaction, and better to test and find out in advance before going all the way, and then you're in big trouble. So just test an area first. Wear your gloves. Ladies, I know you're home. You have access to lots of gloves. I hope you do. I hope you're wearing them when you're going out, so you have them at your disposal. Make sure you're wearing your gloves when you're applying color as well. It's really important to protect your skin. Also, color your hair in sections. Part your hair in 4 quadrants. Coloring your hair in sections as opposed to coloring the whole thing all at once. Really parting it in 4 sections and coloring it that way. Focus on your new growth. So here's something, focus on your new growth and covering your gray, if you have any gray, first, okay? So get the color on there nice and saturated, and then focus on the remainder of your hair for the last 10 to 15 minutes of the process. That's gonna help to make sure that most of the color deposit goes to where it needs to on the grays or the new growth, and then you go in the last 10 to 15 minutes and color the rest of the hair. That helps to make sure it looks more professional and you didn't overcolor your hair. Here's another recommendation. I highly recommend it. Opting for semi-permanent hair color or a rinse as opposed to permanent. That's just going to help to protect your hair as well. It's going to minimize, from over processing it or from damaging your hair. Okay, so semi-permanent or coloring your hair using a rinse is a great way to go. If you use a box color at home, then I recommend choosing a shade lighter or half shade lighter than your natural hair color. Again, that's gonna help to protect you, because if you overdo it, it's more likely that it's gonna look more professional if you've chosen colors that are a little bit lighter, and it's gonna help to minimize, again, you damaging your hair. Avoiding hot tools prior to coloring your hair. Super important that you avoid hot tools before coloring, because hot tools will make your hair more brittle, more damaged. And so, you know, you want to make sure that your hair isn't brittled and damaged before you color it, which is likely going to make it a little bit weaker. So you want to make sure that you minimize those tools before doing so. It'll also ensure that your hair color is more vibrant. Sally's, for those of you who want to buy a box color or a semi-permanent or any semi-permanent or any of the colors that or any of the products I've already mentioned, Sally's is a great place for you to go to ask a professional before you invest in that product. They are professionals, they're students, most cases they're beauty students, so they know at least the fundamentals of giving you good guidance on products, hair products. And they also, some of them are also cosmetologists, licensed cosmetologists, and beauty professionals. So Sally's is a great place to go to ask for that guidance before you take the leap. Another thing, as it relates to DIY hair color, use color-safe shampoos and conditioners, things that are really moisturizing. And they'll even say on the packaging, color-safe shampoo, conditioner. Look for things that are moisturizing, like a moisturizer, shampoo, and conditioner, things that have honey in them. You'll see that a lot. Almond, you'll see that a lot. Make sure they're color safe. Also understanding the importance of having the right shampoo. For example, if you're blonde, you know that you could use like a purple shampoo. It literally will help to make sure that that blonde is more vibrant and it transfers and that color just pops the way you really want it to. So just understanding the right shampoos and conditioners, and also that they are color safe. All right, so you all, I have really enjoyed talking to you about everything from skincare that you can utilize in your home, that you can whip up in your own kitchen, to some of my favorite products, to camera ready makeup, to dressing for the camera when you have a brand and you want to look polished, you want to look professional. When you're on those Zoom, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, we talked about how to remove that gel nail polish that's been stuck on your nails for the last 5 to 6 weeks, how to remove that safely without damaging your nails and protecting and preserving your nails until you get back to your brow bar, until you get back to your nail technician, until you're getting back to seeing us as licensed and certified professionals. We really want you to, again, not only look your best, but feel your best. And we realize that part of doing that is having that self-care. Again, first thing in the morning, waking up, putting time, energy, and effort into your appearance so that you can start your day feeling positive. You can start your day just having good self-esteem. And again, being able to take all of those things into your families, being happier when you're with your kids and your spouse, or when you're working with your peers. All of these things really do help to make a huge difference. I would like to thank my beauty partners, these beautiful ladies that you see here on the screen. They are some of the hardest, most dedicated beauty partners that I have here in the Richmond area. We also have some globally as well, I'm excited about, but these are licensed hairstylists, certified makeup artists, professional makeup artists, certified wardrobe stylists who have been trained by some of the best in the world in the industry and are committed to not only making sure you look good, but that you feel good, that you are armed with information. So when you see any one of these ladies for an appointment, they're not just going to make sure that you look your best and that your look resonates with your brand and who you are and what your comfort level is, but also that you have the education that you need, similar to what I've just shared with you, being educated on how to achieve these looks on your own when we're not around, so that when you come back to see us, your hair is healthy, your nails are healthy, your brows, are still relatively shaped, so we're not starting over, your lashes are still intact, all of those things. This team is committed. So I hope that you will take advantage of following up with them, following up with us so that we can make sure that, again, you not only look your best, but that you also feel your best for your weddings, for your corporate events, for your branding sessions, for one-on-one consultations. We are here to meet your needs. Here's how you can find us on social media. You can, look us up. We love to share the events that we're doing. We love to share product recommendations, education and training, tutorials, you name it. We're all over social media, so you can find us on any of the platforms. We have an incentive that I'm super excited about. We're doing a complimentary skincare and makeup consultations for anybody who's interested. So you can do them via Zoom in the comfort of your home. So please take advantage. For all of you on this call, we're doing complimentary skincare and makeup consultations. So please reach out to us to have one of those consultations scheduled to meet your needs. I am so excited. Again, thank you guys so much for allowing me to share. I tried to distill 25 years of what I know into these last 45 minutes or so. So I hope it was informative. You guys have the information to reach out if you have any additional questions so we can customize something that's specific to your needs. But we're now going to also open it up, going to open it back up to Sona, going to open it up to you all for any questions that you might have for me. And I'm also excited because I have some of my beauty partners who are on this Zoom as well. So I'm going to ask you all, Anitra, Brittany, and Roulette, to unmute your phones. If you have any questions about anything beauty, please feel free to ask at this time.
Thanks, Holly. So I've written down a couple of the questions we've gotten in the chat box. And the first one is going back to those DIY face masks you mentioned. And the first question was, how long will a branch of aloe stay good in your refrigerator?
How long will a branch of aloe stay good in your refrigerator?
Yes.
That is a good question. I've honestly had a branch in mine for about 7 days. And you can start to see it. I mean, it's a nice, vibrant color, and you can start to see when it starts to turn where it's not necessarily good. I recommend, if you're going to use it right away, use it, know that you're going to use it in no more than 7 days. And I also have the gel. I like the aloe vera gel that I purchased. I know I get it from like Whole Foods. And so that has a longer shelf life. And so that's something to consider as well. But I would say no more than 7 days when it starts to turn,
Perfect. Okay. Next question. How often do you recommend we clean our brushes?
A minimum of once a week. Yeah, a minimum of once a week, because again, that all that dirt, everything is building up in that brush and it's just kind of sitting there. And when the room temperature hits all of that, it just kind of grows. And it's actually pretty gross if you think about it. So make sure that you're cleaning them at least once a week using antibacterial cleansers and soaps to really get a nice, good clean. Actually, believe it or not, Dawn antibacterial dish detergent is a great ingredient that will clean your brushes. And I recommend doing that a minimum of once a week. Letting them air dry is another, reshaping them after you've cleaned them, reshaping them to their natural shape, and then letting them air dry, kind of sitting them on the side of your sink or your tub, just letting the bristles hang off just slightly so that when they dry, they re-dry to their natural shape. What's really important when you're cleaning your brushes, do not get that silver part. Do not get the silver part wet. This is called the ferrule. This is where the bristles are attached to the handle. If you get this wet, this will start to detach over time. So don't get that part wet.
Perfect. Okay, and a follow-up question to that. I know you just mentioned you can use like Dawn or an antibacterial. But do you have a certain brush cleaner you recommend? I know there's a ton out there on the market.
There is a ton. One of my favorites is by Cinema Secrets. You can find it online through Amazon. It has they have some that have really nice fragrances. So if you're not sensitive to like an orange zesty fragrance, that's one of my favorites. If you want to pop into Sephora or order from Sephora, Sephora's brush cleaner is really nice as well. And if you have a lower budget, ELF, you find it in your drugstores. Theirs is a good one too. And they have daily brush cleaners. I like the dailies because you can clean your brush right away, and then you can start reusing it within a matter of minutes. You don't have to wait a significant amount of time, but it's still nice and clean.
Perfect. Okay. Another question we had was where you were talking about taking a multivitamin that contains biotin. You know, this person was concerned that it'll strengthen your hair, but will it also strengthen unwanted hair like on your face and kind of make that more prominent, or do you still encourage taking something like a biotin?
I do encourage taking something like a biotin. And I mean, and no two people are exactly the same. So if you notice that you're getting unnecessary face hair, I haven't really had that experience, and my clients haven't really reported that. And the hundreds that I've worked with, none of them have really reported that. But I won't say never. So I think biotin is a really good vitamin to take, especially if you're trying to promote, you know, good skin, nice, healthy, clear skin. It does help to promote hair and nails as well.
Perfect. Okay. When you were talking about the clean beauty brands, do you have a certain clean beauty brand you recommend, or what are some of your favorites? I know you touched on that a little bit.
I did. Yeah, I do have some favorites. So from, you know, if you want to go with a Sephora and Ulta, you can just kind of pop in and pick up something. I love Juice Beauty. That's Gwyneth Paltrow's brand. It's really fantastic. I also love some direct sales brands that are really phenomenal. They test well, and they've proven to have the clean ingredients that our bodies need. So I like Arbonne. I think it's a really great brand. I really like Beauty Counter. I think they have some phenomenal products as well. And as I mentioned, Jeunesse, that's a brand that I'm an ambassador for. They're really phenomenal. They have products that have stem cell ingredients that kind of work unique to each person's skin type and helps to give them what they need. So yeah, but it's really important that you do your research, do your homework, read the ingredients, and know what you're putting on your skin. And then making sure that not only do that they're clean and they're good for you, but they perform well. I know I'm a makeup artist, so I have to make sure that the products I'm using perform well on camera when we're doing Zoom, and on my brides, and on our clients, our high profile clients. So they want to make sure that it's something that's going to look good, going to make them feel good, and it's going to translate really well as well, and long wearing.
Yes, yes, perfect. Next question was, any tips you have for enhancing hooded eyes?
I do, yes. So it's more so a technique as far as eyeshadow application. So a smoky eye, for example, is a really great technique for hooded eyes. And smoky eye doesn't necessarily mean it has to be black and gray and really dark colors. It's more of a gradient look. So it's making sure that the darkest eyeshadow is going to be covering the fleshiest part of your eye, if that makes sense. So you want to kind of conceal that fleshy part where the skin is kind of covering and covering your lid. You want to make sure that that is the darkest part. That's where your darkest color is going to cover that area. And then you keep everything else kind of light and open in the inner corner and on the center of the lid. And that way people, when the lighting naturally hits your face, people are going to notice the areas that are brightest and lightest versus the areas that are darkest and more kind of like the smoky eye, as I mentioned. The areas that are the darkest are the areas that get noticed last. The areas that are the brightest are what people notice first. So that's a little tip. A smoky eye effect is what you would want to go for.
Ooh, okay, good tip. Next one we have is those lovely forehead lines. Any tips on minimizing hiding those?
Yeah, so that's going to be, you want to use serums if you're starting to see signs of aging, you know, frown lines and wrinkles and things like that. You want to use serums. So I know we didn't get too much into serums, but serums are going to be more corrective. All right. So you want to use serums that are designed for like tightening serums. Also, you can start to, you know, really be cognizant of your skincare regimen, making sure that you're using that serum day and night. If you can use it twice a day, that would be best. But if you can only do it once a day, then at night is the most important time to apply the serum. And also primer. Primer is also going to help to minimize some fine lines and wrinkles. So make sure that you apply a primer before you apply your foundation, and that can also help with some of the those frown lines and those fine lines and wrinkles.
Perfect. Okay, I feel like I've read somewhere about like a vitamin C serum that might help with that kind of stuff, but I'm sure there's a ton out there that are targeted to your needs and what you're trying to correct.
Absolutely. Vitamin C serums are really, really great because they do help to smooth the skin. Also, hyaluronic acid, products that have hyaluronic acid in them are really great for kind of smoothing and tightening the skin and making it look a little bit more supple and plump and more youthful. Those are some things to look out for as well.
Awesome.
Vitamin E, vitamin C serums, those are fantastic.
Perfect. Ladies, I think that's all the questions we had in the chat box, but if you have a question, you're welcome to unmute yourself. Or, you know, if you have any last minute things you want to ask of Holly or any of her beauty experts.
Quick
yes,
question.
You guys can ask anything about clothing, about hair, nails, anything. My experts and I are here to answer any and all questions.
Quick question, Holly.
Yes.
What about care for dry lips?
So you want to moisturize them. One of my favorite moisturizers, something you can find anywhere, is Burt's Bees. I absolutely love Burt's Bees products because they are very moisturizing, and they even now have lip tints where you can get the moisture that you need in addition to a little bit of color, which is really, really great. So keeping your lips moisturized. But I mean, if you don't have Burt's Bees, good old chapstick will work just fine. And if your lips are really dry, you want to use a lip scrub because sometimes you need to remove that dead skin that's on your lips. So you want to use a lip scrub, gently rub it into your lips with your fingers or a toothbrush, a dry toothbrush, a soft one though. You have to be careful of the bristles. The bristles have to be really, really soft to help remove that dead skin, and then follow up with a nice moisturizer.
Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Danita.
Hey, Lauren, are we ready to give a prize away?
We
I
are.
am so excited. This box is full of, I mean, these are some of my favorite skincare and cosmetics. I curated this box, and I'm super excited to give it away to someone. So you guys tell me when you're ready.
So Holly, do you want to tell them a little bit about what's in your box?
Sure, absolutely. So we have Lancome, which is one of my favorite brands. Lancome, this is actually a nice moisturizer for all skin types. We also have another, oh my gosh, ladies, Chanel. This Chanel, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. It's a bronzing product. It's a nice cream-based product that's gonna look amazing for glowing, making your skin look nice and glowing. You can't really get outside as much as we want to, so this is gonna make it look like you have a tan, which is fantastic. We also have a Naked 2 eyeshadow palette. Oh my God.
Ooh.
Beautiful, beautiful colors for all skin tones. So no matter what color you are, this palette is gonna work for you and give you some beautiful looks. And we have some really beautiful browns, earth tone colors in here, again, that are just gonna look good on every person for any occasion, any time of day. The other product that we have is this really nice setting powder. It's a really beautiful setting powder, a translucent setting powder by Laura Mercier, one of my favorite brands. So you guys, this box is curated again with some of my favorites, premium cosmetics, not drugstore brand, but premium cosmetics. So who's gonna be the winner of this? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
So we had Holly choose a number at random earlier, and Jen Harmon, you are the winner.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Jen. So Jen, please make sure that you send me a private message with your mailing address, and we will make sure that we get this in the mail to you right away. I promise you, you're going to love it, and I can't wait for you to get it and try these products and follow up with us and let us know what you think.
Yay! So ladies, this has been recorded, so we will put this out on our Facebook page and on our website so that you can go back and listen to all these tips again. I know I'm going to. So it will be out there for you to go back and reference time and time again. Thank you so much, Holly, and your Beauty Partners. We really appreciate you being on here with us.
Thank you guys so much. It was an absolute pleasure seeing every one of you. Please continue to be safe out there, be healthy, and please make sure that you're making time for self-care. It's really important that you spend that time, a few extra minutes for yourself, so that again, you are the best version of yourself for your friends, your family, and your peers. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
And come back next week because we've got Holy Chic Reese who will be with us about our nails, and they're not good. So anyway, come back and have a powerful, fun Friday. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.